Welcome to the Kinkazoid Podcast, where you get some education on your form of stimulation. With your hosts, Royal, Chase, and Trey Proper. Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get kinky.
Hold on. It's acting up. It would act up right now.
So,
there it goes.
ladies, if you will, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl Royal. No tagline necessary. Just recognize she's a queen.
What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Chase at Hayes. Doesn't matter how you say it, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth.
And we are joined tonight by a very special guest. Sir, if you will, tell the people out there in the kinkverse, yeah, I'm coining that phrase right now. Tell them who you is.
I am Adam, and best me I can be.
Okay. All right. Well, we're glad to have you here, sir. We've got a great show lined up today. We're going to talk about a few things, and I'm off tomorrow, so that's why I'm drinking. But let's get into these. Our toy of the week. We're bringing that back to the program because we had some conversations in the Discord. If you remember last episode, we want you to be in the Discord because things get kind of spicy in the Discord. And of course, we were talking about oral sex. So what better way to increase oral sex, improve oral sex, make it better overall than adding some enhancers? So ladies and gentlemen, if you will, tell the audience about your personal choice of oral enhancements.
Okay, sure. So my oral enhancement was the Doc Johnson brand Good Head. And they have an entire kit for him. So the kit includes, the numbing gel and the intimates, And also the cooling and numbing lip balm, and also it comes with a vibrating cock ring for your man. So I'm just saying, you get all four of those things working, and it's going to be a good experience for him. You know what I'm saying? The intimates are they are it's just to provide like a cooling sensation, and again, the lip balm is numbing and it's also cooling, so it provides that cooling sensation for him, and for whoever is, giving the head, it provides that numbing sensation for your lips, the gel for your throat, so it makes it, a smoother glide, if you will.
Okay. All right.
Um, mine's is gonna get put up for when we talk about our experience, because I just wanted it to be a surprise for you guys. So
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Adam, if you will.
All right, so mine are two products that come from Pure Romance, and of course, everybody knows somebody that sells Pure Romance. I mean, they're everywhere now. But my favorite two products from them are the whipped cupcake, and then the second one is the um, what in the world is this? It's the
Ooh, got the products on
we got
hand.
some
product.
products on
Yes.
hand.
Oh
We
yes, I
love to
have it
see
on
it.
hand.
We love
Thank
to see
you.
it.
Thank
Yes.
you. I have it right here. It's the butter rum because I'm a fat boy. Like I'm a fat boy. So if I can take my two favorite things and put them together, food and sex, oh,
Ooh,
homeboy's going to
yes.
heaven.
Ooh,
Facts.
yes.
Facts.
Just
Okay.
no
All
hot
right.
sauce on the toes. No hot sauce on the toes.
I do apologize about this. Somebody is sending me texts while I'm on the show. I wish they would stop sending me the titty pics because they're trying to distract me. Yeah, I'm calling you out. All right.
Oh,
Stop it. I'm sorry. I had to do it because it's like the third show she's done it. So anyway, uh,
Yeah, I'm
my
gonna need you
choice
not to
this
do that.
week.
sharing is caring.
I can't do that. Then I would be a fuck boy. I'm not going to do that. We'll talk more about that later. My personal favorite is is something from lovehoney.com, of course. If you want to get there, they got good prices and good options. It's actually the Ignite Passion Pleasure Gel. So this one is pretty much tailor made for oral sex performed on women, and I'm a giver. It has the sensational tingling sensation. I know that we had talked about that. Some women don't enjoy that, but this is specifically tailored to generate more orgasms. I understand, but I've gotten some rave reviews out of it. But that is my choice, the Ignite.
Okay.
So since we're holding off out of order from the outline, and I didn't know that. Thanks again,
Ooh,
Chase. Love you.
he said that out of order, like he meant that too. Like,
Oh,
it's okay.
We
Sorry.
are going to move on to the segment so she can break. Actually, I'm gonna let you go first on this one, uh, guys and lady. What's the worst head experience you've ever had?
Hey, so this is going to tie into a story that I'm going to tell at one point in time on the show at some point, because it's a very long, drastic story, and I think everybody needs to hear it entirely. But this little part will get into it. So I'm not too sure. Everybody's, well, especially for females, everybody's bodies, especially down there in the genital area, everybody got different labia lips and all that, small clits, big clits, or whatever. Mine's a good medium, right? So if she get excited, you gonna know she there. Okay, you gonna see if she gonna pop out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Guns blazing,
Okay.
and this was kind of a quick little meetup. Like it was kind of like one of those daytime telly, like situations. And so, of course, we get in there and get the kissing and touching and everything like that. And of course, obviously, I'm gonna get pleased first, which I find nice because sometimes they just want the gok 5,000. I can't blame them. But it's nice to get service first. And he went down there, and what would have helped him in any case to find every single spot that would have been pleasurable, Hubducer, if you could please put it up on the screen. Um, it would have been a real good magnifying glass. Okay. I think that is my head
my pillows.
gift, my head toy of the week is a magnifying glass. Because apparently he couldn't find the clit, the entrance, the lips, the outer lips. He couldn't find the clit hood. He couldn't find nothing. The vulva. Okay, he couldn't find nothing. Um, So I think that's a good toy, to help you out if you're ever in those cases. But basically, what happened is that he went downtown and was licking air. I don't know what he was doing. I think he touched it a good couple of times until the point that I had to take my fat cat, my Garfield, part her and say, "Do you see it? Cause it's right there. How you missing it, my boy?" That was embarrassing. I felt like I, kind of just. I feel like I kind of. I told him what it needed to be told. Okay, I'm sorry. Like it was like I didn't want to emasculate him or anything, but it's like, at the same time, my dude, like she right there, she ready to go, and you just everywhere else, but on the point, on the trigger. So yeah,
Wow.
That was my toy to help in the head giving because sometimes they need
very,
it.
very good selection. Very good selection. You'd be surprised how many people actually don't know where it is. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair
So,
enough.
as mad as you can be that I put things out of order, I wanted it to be a surprise because I thought it'd be a funny little something.
Hey.
I want you guys to know our
It
reaction.
was.
So.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, good job. Royal.
Yeah, I know I'm next, but I just got to touch on this comment in Facebook real quick from Brittany. My bean was chewed on. I thought childbirth was painful, but that shit hurt like a bitch.
Why would you chew on it?
Why?
Oh!
Why?
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. You have to go to a doctor afterwards.
That
sounds
hurt
like a
me.
doctor.
It
That
does
sounds
sound like a doctor
doctor.
thing.
That's
Like
a
chewed
doctor.
on, not bit or nibbled, but chewed. I have so many questions.
And for
It's
men,
so
because
very
like
many.
our nerve endings, we have a lot stronger nerve endings in that one central location.
Yeah.
Just think about a female going real quick, but like 10 times more.
Yeah.
That's probably what it felt like.
That.
Okay.
You said
Adam,
okay.
moving on. Adam,
Wait, I didn't even give my. That
I'm
was a
sorry,
comment.
though.
Damn.
how disturbing that was. Like, nah, I'm good. Anyway.
Okay, so my personal experience, we're gonna call this one a one night stand. And it was almost similar to Candace's. Like the action was happening like above and around the clit. It was just like it wasn't any real like pressure on it, not any type of sensation for real. Like you doing all of this. What the fuck is the tongue ring for? That was my question. You understand? It was really
Is that supposed to do
lackluster.
something?
Yeah. So the tongue ring is supposed to enhance it a little bit. It's like, it has that little that depending on what it is, if it's like a cooling one, I mean not a cooling one, but a metal one or something like that, it could be a little cooling sensation or whatever. It can give a little extra around the clit or whatever. But the fact of the matter was that there was nothing happening on the
That's
clit
disappointing.
whatsoever. And I mean, even this like any type of suction or whatever, it was happening above the hood, so nothing was getting like
Yes!
no type of
Oh!
contact. What in the fuck? Like it was just
They needed the
Yeah.
magnifying glass
they really
So-
did. They needed the magnifying glass and a map. The fuck.
and a map. Dorothy.
So during these instances, for both you ladies, did you guys verbalize your discomfort? Did you tell this individual?
I mean, I
respect-
told y'all I had to pull the cat back and tell him where it was. I mean,
But
and
did
even
you
still,
verbalize it, or did you just show them? Because
what? When I said I pulled my cat back and I said it's right there, I think that's think that's me speaking enough.
That was verbal. I think that was verbalizing it
Okay.
enough. But in
Fair
my case, I'm gonna say no, I didn't. It was kind of I was shifting around and trying to like guide the head to where it was supposed to be at. I didn't really verbally say this ain't it, because this was at a time where I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So yeah, I'll take the L for that. I took one for the team. So yeah.
okay, all right.
Whoa. Chuck said, I know someone whose boyfriend went down there to eat her out and she suddenly realized he broke out a flashlight to get to work.
Shut
I meant
up.
to say the same thing. Like,
Yo, okay.
is this like Dora the Explorer or something?
And then we have
understand.
Antoinette said, yes, it does, especially the vibrating tongue ring. There's a vibrating one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There is
yes.
a vibrating
Oh
one.
yes.
All right. Chuck says, if you need a tongue ring to do that work, you probably should quit. Brittany says, I punched that dude in the top of his head, moved him to the side, and told him to watch his girl do it right. Wow.
Oh well. Damn.
Wow.
Yes.
That is some violent.
Wow.
Love to see it.
My soul.
Wow.
And checking out the comments on YouTube real quick before we go. Jamaica, he was into the thick of it, but he couldn't see where he was going. And Tifa, definitely a no-go. All right, okay. I go ahead. I'm just going to leave it alone. Go ahead, Adam.
Alrighty. So, I mean, there's only been one person, honestly, that has ever given me head that I actually cared for it. Usually it just doesn't do anything for me. I'm more of a go back and eat it out for me. So I'm gonna touch on that. And this, I was younger. I'm not gonna say an age, but I was younger, and this mofo was fine as hell. Just oh my god, beautiful to look at. You just want to slap the mama and be like, oh,
How dare you,
God,
Mama.
beautiful.
Not
But
slap the mama.
not slap the
so
Right.
we ended up getting it one, and all of a sudden he goes down, and his tongue is like sandpaper.
I'm sorry.
And
Like
not
a
only that,
sandpaper?
like a cat.
Like a cat?
sandpaper. I'm assuming yes. I've never had a cat do that to me, so yes. Um, his
First of
tongue was
all.
like sandpaper. That was number one, and I'm like, okay, you can fake it. It's only gonna be a few more minutes, and then all of a sudden he starts like licking it like straight up and down, up and down, up and down,
Like
he's
ice cream
like
cone?
ice cream cone.
Was this the
Yes.
first time he was with a man or something?
No, because he was with one of my best friends, but we not gonna get into that story. Yeah, a little bit of a
Okay.
fuck boy back in the day. I'll admit.
We've all been there.
So yeah, all of a sudden he was like, "When you gonna let me taste that fudge?" Who?
Wow, why two girls in the World Cup?
What? I got up so fast and I was like, "Sir, no,
What?
no, no. You gotta go.
Sir, this
You
is
gotta go."
nice.
And I literally
Did you see
pushed him the entire way down the hallway and out the door. It was awful.
Nah, he eat shit.
Not the shit though.
So,
No.
Yeah.
Same
No,
question
I
to
play
you.
some ass games, but not that. No, no, no. We don't do that. Mm-mm.
So, same question to you, sir. Did you verbalize or did you just push out the door? Did you tell him where he made a mistake? So
Oh no,
hopefully
I
he doesn't make
literally
those mistakes in the future.
no, I literally got up and just literally said, "You gotta go. You gotta go."
I mean,
And I
obviously
literally
he ate someone else's
pushed
poop
him.
beforehand, so
I was
that's
trying
a
to think.
thing.
I was
That's a
trying not to
thing.
think
Please,
things.
can
I
we
don't
That's
know.
what I'm
not?
saying.
I
I'm just
can't.
saying, like, that's the thing. If he said, when you gonna let me eat the fudge, whatever, he's done it with someone else
Yes.
before and has been comfortable doing it probably in multiple occasions. So then probably thinking everybody's into this, and you get to one person as soon as you say you get kicked out the door. I mean, that just goes to let you know right there. Not everybody's into it, one, and then two, who says that and to any person? To
Okay, so there
anyone.
are some people who are like into scat player and that type of thing, but I feel like that's something that you should be discussing with a sexual partner before you even,
Thank you.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Thank
you
you.
just don't
Because
just
I
come
don't
out the
know.
gate and be like, I'm trying to eat your fudge. Like what the fuck?
Especially after we already kissed.
Sweetheart, let me
Especially
tell
after
you.
we already
Already
kissed.
kissed. If we kissed
Hello.
and everything already, and you talk about when you gonna eat that fudge,
Oh,
I mean you was out here eating feces.
we didn't kiss. We didn't kiss.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
good,
okay. Well,
good.
good,
Good job.
good,
Because you was
good,
gonna be out
good.
Thank
here
God
looking
for
like that
that.
girl from The Help, okay? And that is not
Um,
cute.
That's not
No,
cute at
I
all.
literally I pushed his ass down the hall and out the door. I was just like, "You gotta go, you gotta go." He was like trying to put on his shoe and stumbling down the hall. He was trying to pull up his drawers. I was like, "Nope, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go." I was
Ty,
done. I
oh
was
God.
done.
Ty
There's not
said
enough teaching in the world.
no, yeah. Ty said when
No,
you take eat shit to a whole new level.
Man,
Brittany was
what?
like, that is a nasty
thank you,
motherfucker. Ty said I would have been
thank you,
shooketh. Yes, my pearls. And Jamaica
sweetheart.
said that's an automatic meeting adjourned the door. Chuck said, so which is worse? Them asking to get at the fudge or realizing you kissed them already? Well, he didn't, luckily, he didn't
I
kiss
did
them.
not.
Well, keep in mind
But
they're on a delay. They're on a delay.
Yeah,
So,
but still,
Still.
Yes, I did not. I did not because back then a hookup was just that. There was no kissing. There was no nothing. No, no. That's what you do when you a couple. No, thank you.
No,
Mm-mm.
I feel
Sweetheart,
like
I
that's them
literally
fighting
jumped
words.
up like 15 feet. I felt like I was Kobe Bryant or something, jumping up trying to make a hoop. My Audi turned to an innie. I was done. I was done, and just like, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Child.
Graham Dixon said, "I had a joke, but nah." um, say what you got to say. You in the comments. I mean, you're
Don't
gonna be in
say
the
it.
Discord later anyway. So
um,
I
wow.
don't think my story doesn't even come close to any of y'all's because it was
Mm.
just I was dating a virgin and she had never done so before. This was in my younger years and nothing recent.
So it wasn't like
So
that animation that you sent in the Discord. That's not what happened when she did it her first
no,
time.
that's not what happened. That's definitely not. I wish that's what happened because she had sandpaper mouth as well because she
Oh,
didn't realize that you have to lubricate the member in order to get things going.
she had
You're
cotton mouth.
simulating oral
Is
sex.
Giving
she a
head.
smoker?
No, she was just young. She didn't know any better.
But
She had
I'm saying, did
never.
she not develop saliva in her mouth? Like, why was her mouth dry?
She
Like,
thought she literally. I
Right.
had to walk her through it step by step. She literally thought it was just sucking on it like a lollipop. No, that's not. And then on top of that, she stayed on just the head. She didn't do any
Even
shaft.
sucking on it like a lollipop. Lollipops generate saliva too. I got a question.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that was my experience. Let's move on down the road after this because now y'all just get that. Just yeah, the mood. Oh, oh boy.
Oh, Ty
Well,
said that she's feeling the haircut, Trey. She said you looking younger.
well, thank you. I just
Uh-oh.
shaped up the beard, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Chuck said I almost caused an accident at the workshop years ago because one of the first people I started talking to at the beginning of online dating asked both if I ate ass and if I wanted my ass ate. Wow.
There's
What's wrong with ass
structure to
eating?
ass play. Like I mean, if we first
But
meet,
not do it.
I'm just saying.
I
I feel as though there's requirements to ass play. It's got to be
Okay.
clean for me. If I'm and I gotta really love you if I'm eating your ass. It's that simple. I'm not an ass eater by. We got to be in a relationship. Like we together. We got labels. We live together. Damn it, because you ain't not just some random joint off the street. I ain't doing that. But
Okay, so quiet as is kept, right? I'm not like the whole ass eating type of person. I'm not going around the asshole or nothing like that. But for my fellow head givers, there is a spot like right underneath the balls that is really sensitive.
Is that the gooch?
Get
Is
too
that
loaded.
called the
Get too
gooch?
loaded.
It's the gooch. I think it's the gooch. I think
called
it's the
the
gooch.
gooch.
Yeah.
I think that's the gooch. It's really sensitive. I'm just saying. You know, you lick on that
That's
and give a
funny.
good,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just saying.
Nah. The closest I'm getting to somebody's butt is my head is hanging off the, bed frame, and then
Mm.
I, that,
You getting teabagged in the face. We got you. We
Basically,
understand. That's
Hey,
cool.
I'm
That's
just
cool.
saying.
I
I'm
have
a
never-
giver, so like I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
no,
all
yeah,
yeah.
no, I don't do the butt stuff. I think I've had 2 times that someone's been in the area, and the first time someone's like, "Oh, did you want me to eat your ass?" I was like, "I don't want no one in my ass." To be honest, they're like, "You never had your ass ate?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "All right, let me do it real quick." I was like, "Oh yeah, man, don't do that no more, man. I'm good, thank you, appreciate it." And the second time, they were giving me a full body massage, and from the back they were in me, and I didn't know that their thumb had did a little slip up in there. But I was like, there's a different type of pressure that I wasn't feeling before, and I was like, oh, this feels really good. And then he let me know afterwards. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But that's something that you can't tell me, because if you tell me you're gonna do it, I'm like, don't touch me, please, don't touch me there. That is not one there. Like, so literally, yeah. So
Oh shit.
Cause I'm like, you gotta lick before you stick.
That's
Otherwise,
fair.
you're not
I think you
going.
should lick
that's
and stick
fair.
every time.
I mean, I think so too. Just saying.
You should always lick and stick.
Well,
You can't be sticking it out licking.
I'm the receiving person in a gay relationship, so yeah, you gonna have to lick before you
But I'm
stick.
just saying, regardless, you always got to lick and stick. If there's any
Right.
situation that somebody's just out here dry heaving up in somebody's body,
Please, please, please,
that is
please, no,
disgusting.
no.
That is
I'm
disgusting.
done.
That is
no,
hurt.
no,
That's not
no.
cute, sir. Like, licking and sticking, lick it and stick.
I mean, I agree.
I'm done.
From my standpoint, yes, you absolutely have to lick and stick. I think it should be across the board, unless you're including lubricants, whatever you have. But I still stick with my words. Ass play. I think that should come with a conversation, some prerequisite conversation beforehand, so you know exactly what you're getting into. Like, I don't want you just running to the bathroom and grab some wet wipes and then come back. Like, you need to go make sure that shit is taken care of. Period. But yeah,
I feel like
Check out
anything
the
out. I think
Britney.
anything outside of vanilla sex has to be discussed anyway, because you don't know what your partner is into. You can't just spring shit on them like, "Hey, I want you to eat my ass." You know what I'm saying? That's not something that you're supposed to do.
Well, I think vanilla sex needs to be talked about too, because you could have a position that works better for your body physically,
True.
more
True.
than
That's
more
true.
than others and everything like that. So,
are different positions really considered non-vanilla?
I mean, missionary is like the most vanilla thing in the world.
But
So,
missionary
That's the
be
most
hit.
vanilla thing.
missionary
Missionary does hit.
until your hip fall out. So that's what I'm saying. Certain positions might not. My hip falls out. I'm sorry. So
Nobody
there's might
said-
be.
ain't nobody
I'm just
saying
saying he gave
nothing.
face. I felt offended.
My bad. I
My
forgot you
hip
told
felt
us.
offended. Okay, like so. That's what I'm saying. This is a known thing that my hip slips. Okay, so I think there's just
It's
certain
what you
positions
do.
that, like, yeah, literally, like it be up, my thigh be up here, and then it just, I'm like, whoa, let's relax here a little bit. But
My soul. My soul.
but I'll go through it. I'll go until I can't take the pain anymore. But anyway, it's one of those things where I feel like you should be discussing that regardless of the fact, because just like we said, with any position of the week that we have, like, there's different advances. Like Trey's brought up, like the different pillows and everything to adjust to certain body types and certain stuff like that. So especially being of a bigger person, you might want to hit me doggy while I'm laying flat on my stomach. Double D's and a double gut don't work. No, I'm sorry, can't do that. So we have to
Yeah,
find something else.
and like
Exactly.
for somebody like me, I could get down with that position. Like that position's cool for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like there are certain ones, like you said, that just don't work out. It's like, okay, yeah, it's
Yeah.
good for you, but yeah, not
It
not
ain't
me.
gonna hit for me.
Nah, it ain't gonna work for me.
hit. Yeah.
Checking out the comments on YouTube.
What? I'm sorry. I read the comments at you. Go ahead.
You get Facebook, I'll get YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, I was only laughing. True Kasami, which is actually Chuck Clark. Missionary is the preferred sex of John Cena.
And yeah, I don't know. Chuck said my
I'm done.
requirements are no. Brittany said the taint is their sweet spot. The thumb in the butt is for a better grip. I'm gonna put a thumb in the butt. Ty said I'm laughing and I'm sorry for that. Brittany also said I'm sorry. I'm absolutely living my freak show with the devil face. Okay, all right then.
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Listen,
Nothing
that's what
wrong
we
with that.
about. Okay, let your freak
At
flag
all.
fly, boo.
Exactly.
Hello.
I have a little insert beef real quick with Hubducer. If you're listening and looking, because I know you are. I don't know why you got my government name on this show.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was not going to say anything.
But I'm gonna need you to get it together because you been knew what my name was. So act like you know before you get to know it. Okay.
All right, look.
not
Okay, wait a
firing
minute.
shots
See, now
at
you
people.
see, look at you. What I tell you, I said you be setting yourself up. Now, when Trey and Hubducer be snapping back, I don't want to hit. That's all I'm gonna say.
He knew what he know he did wrong. That's
He did.
all it is.
He did.
Period.
He did.
Okay, all right.
Next
So
topic.
now that we're moving along, we made a reference earlier to a certain type of guy, a certain type of gentleman out there that has been the bane of a lot of you ladies' existence and a lot of men's existence. We were talking about none other than
The wrong
the.
one to talk to. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
We are talking about
wait,
none other than the notorious fuckboy. Recently, HBO Max released a show called Fuckboy Island, and it is rife with individuals. The show's basic premise is there are 3 women who are getting the choice of 24 guys, and their job is to find love or find money because there's a $100,000 prize in it. And half of the guys are fuckboys and half of the guys are nice guys. So we wanted to have a conversation about that. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. We're not going to spoil the ending. We're not going to ruin it for you if you haven't watched it, but we are going to discuss the concept of fuckboys and nice guys. Now here we've actually talked about fuckboys a few times in the past, and we've defined it. But Miss Royal, you wanted to go back over that aspect, that talking point, did you?
I did, just, so we can have a little refresher course for our audience. So, for anybody who does not know, fuckboys are usually the type of guy that plays with a girl's feelings, saying that he's into them when he's not really into them. Basically, just doing and saying all the things that a girl wants to hear just to get in their pants or, get them to do whatever it is they want them to do. So yeah, I mean that's typically the type of guy, and they all kind of follow the same type of characteristic or character traits or whatever. It's like they, spontaneous and fun, and the guy that you want to hang out with, and blah blah blah. And meanwhile, they are fucking your best friend behind your back. So, but yeah, that's basically what the definition of a fuckboy is to me. I don't know if you guys may have any differing opinions or anything like that.
I would say a fuckboy is a manipulator for sure.
Oh, big time, for sure.
For sure. Can be definitely a manipulator or even borderline like narcissist. So that's
borderline. I think full blown narcissism.
Well, I mean, it just depends. It just depends. But like I would. That's why I say borderline, because some might not be actual narcissists. So, but some might just be on the edge cusp of it being a narcissist. So.
Yeah. Facts.
Adam, do you have an opinion on fuckboys?
No, I think we covered it. It just reminds me of that song by Trina, Fuckboy.
Yeah. Oh, he's a fuckboy, man's been said it. Yeah, that's literally him in my head.
That's why should I let your best friend
hit it. Yeah.
I gotta throw this out there, guys. Don't be fuckboys. But on the same token, there are some fuck girls out there too. So it ain't just us that's bad out there. But anyway.
There are, and if we can dive more into that honestly when we get into the show, because there was some behavior, okay, on that show, like for real.
So, what were your thoughts on Fuckboy Island from HBO?
So, I mean, I could understand the concept behind the show. I really feel like they were trying to get women to get out of their own way to try to give the nice guy a try. But like these women. I'm not going to say that they were the same type of woman or anything like that. They, of course, were all looking for something different. But I want to say that there was one in particular who had some straight up fuck girl tendencies. I don't want to give anything away, but, there was one guy on the show that was really feeling her. And he did something that she didn't agree with or whatever. So to try to teach him a lesson, she put him in her bottom two and he got eliminated. Not to give away too much on the show or whatever. But yeah, so it's just like, doing that type of stuff, trying to manipulate his feelings and stuff like that was some fuck girl shit to me. And they were the girls, I'm gonna say, because I feel like the guys were playing true to their their titles. Like the fuck boys were being fuck boys and the nice guys were being nice guys, you know what I'm saying? If anybody doesn't know what type of guy is a nice guy, it's just that one who's like really sweet. He is genuine, and he's
First.
What'd you say, hon?
Puts others first.
Puts others first. That is what I was looking for, and I mean, and it's that way for in particular the person that they're with, but then just a good guy in general. You know what I'm saying? Like you had those type of men on there, and then you had the fuck boys who were, again, fun and spontaneous and loud and boisterous and that type of thing, and fine as hell, but still, what I'm saying, outside of all of that it's just, you just saw these women falling for the same shit over and over and over again and just making piss poor decisions. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, I understood the concept and what it was that they were trying to do, but it just felt to me like all it did was prove the stereotype that women are going to go after the wrong type of guy. Not all women. I know we not all like that. But, you know what I'm saying, for those of us who think they know what they're looking for and don't really understand, what it is that we should be looking for in a guy, they were falling for the same type of shit. Like this, the same wool over your eyes, the same, I'm appear to be this type of guy, but meanwhile I'm talking shit, behind your back with my boys. It was rough. The whole thing was rough, even on up until the last episode.
I think I've watched the last episode, so I kind of know the outcome. So I won't reveal it, unfortunately.
Right. There's okay.
But
Can't reveal it.
but what I will say that in general of dating, going out with the wrong guy. Let's not even just say fuckboys in itself, but just dating completely the wrong guy over and over again. Um, just like Trey said, like in the past, like of course you have to vet people to know who they are and what they embody as a
Look
person.
at the smiles.
But literally, while you're trying to vet them, that's what a fuckboy does. He covers up anything, any track that you are trying to find bad about him. And I feel like some of them do their like FBI investigative work as much as possible on you, like finding out, making sure that they are entertaining everything that you like, so that way you could be like, oh, I like this and he likes this. That's so crazy. It's like what's that? Like Frozen, the first movie when her dumb behind sister. I forgot the other sister's name. When the
Anna.
dude literally did his research on homegirl and made sure he knew everything about her and what she liked and everything, just so he could trick her into marrying him to get like part of the kingdom and stuff. Wow, not fuckboys being in Disney movies anyway, but yeah, so it's just like
Hello.
it's the same thing. It's just like they will try to make it seem like they really are for you when they're really not. So
Right.
I guess that's my whole thing, is not letting your standards down so much. And I think that's the reason why they kept picking the same person over and over again, is because their standards have been set so low, because it's kind of like, well, damn, if I want somebody who sets the bar at 1, 2, 3, and I know that I deserve a person who's like that, it's almost like I can barely find them. So it's like, okay, let me just lower my standard just a little bit. Then you start finding just a little bit more. Then you lower your standards some more, and now you're noticing a flock more of people are available to speak to date or whatever, and that's when you start finding fuckboys, because you're finding the bottom of the barrel, like instead of keeping your standards high. So I think in any lesson, in this, it's just always just keep your standards up. Try to talk to the person as much as you possibly can. Make sure you're double checking, back checking what they're talking about, what they're about, what they do, who their friends are, who their family is, their background and stuff. Because just because they say 1, 2, 3 things that like make you feel like you the best and most special girl in the world doesn't mean anything. And just because you're like, you can't be like, oh, he speaks my love language just because he likes to kiss. That's
Okay.
not speaking a love language, like
That's
So
not.
so in like I didn't watch the show. I just happened to run across the last episode on TikTok. But in essence, like, keep your standards high, and you probably won't run into a fuck boy. Well, I mean, there's rich fuck boys. There's rich fuck boys, but you know what I'm saying. So.
Okay. Adam, if you will,
Okay.
give your
All
opinion.
right. So, see what had happened was, I was making a 50s theme inspired birthday cake, and while I was doing this, I was binge watching the entire 10 episodes, the entire season in one night. I was hooked, and it's such trash TV. It's so bad, but
Garbage.
I mean, like, from the second episode, you could tell where it was going. Just once you get to the second episode, you know the outcome. And the biggest thing for me was that none of the three women were really like prizes to begin with.
Could we not even get started
Um,
on it? Could we not?
they really weren't. So then there was that, and then you actually had 27 guys because they started with 24 and then added on three more. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm not good at math. I failed it, so I hope that's 27. So that was first, and then like the whole time, this one chick, she just blew me because I was like, sweetheart, you don't even know yourself. You don't even love yourself. Let's get into it, okay? So, like, she made horrible choices throughout the whole damn show. And I was just like, sweetheart, if you loved yourself, even just a little bit, you would have been able to see what the hell was going on right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even, I mean, Lord Jesus, like every episode, they had to have all these beautiful, beautiful dark skinned men and no shirts on and in the
That hot and heavy
water.
during the TV show.
And oh my gosh, and they had the tight swimwear showing every bit of information on every
Ma'am,
damn
sir.
episode.
Maybe I should watch the
It
show.
was just like, still, if you loved yourself
Oh no, don't
enough
watch it
and really
now.
knew who you were, you would have seen through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't even gonna get into the end because Lord Jesus, I was like,
Mm. Shaking my head. Period. That's all it
I'm
is.
Yeah,
done. I'm
yeah.
done.
Okay.
I was done with the whole damn thing.
I watched approximately 3 episodes of it with a friend over FaceTime because I needed somebody to explain the fuckery that I was witnessing. I tried my best, but I was losing so many brain cells every second just looking at
Yep.
this cavalcade of dudes chasing after these same 3 women, which is not reflective of real life because not the same dudes don't chase after 3 women. No, yet it needed to be reversed. In my opinion, it should have been at one fuck boy and one nice guy and see who they go through. That's honest. That would have been more realistic. But because, in all honesty, women outnumber us. I watched it in the protest because there was not one representation of a big handsome man, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
That's true.
Every dude on this show had abs and pecs and everything, which is cool. You can do that.
And
It's just saying, but give me a little representation. Just saying. So yeah, it was a no for me. And yeah, it was trash TV. It was definitely trash TV. I can't say that I know the ending. Thank you, Chase. So I don't have to watch it again. But I'm never gonna watch it again. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that movie. Fuck that show.
Okay,
But
let's not even touch on the fact that this was Trey's recommendation to watch the show. Yeah.
because it was topics for the show, I figured, and then I watched it, and I was like, so no, I'm going to shit on this show. But because we have defined a fuckboy, I wanted to go around the panel and see if we could define a nice guy. In whatever definition that follows. We'd asked this question in Discord. So again, ladies and gentlemen out there, go follow us on Discord. We got a pop in Discord. Everything's going off in there. Not safe for workspace. If you need that and you want to check it out when you get home, we have that space for all the X-rated items there. And we have our general chat where people should not, Brittany Payne, share anything in the general chat.
Not the government.
Listen, guys, listen. So, like Trey said, our Discord is lit. Like when we get in there and we have our conversations, it's a party, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be all day. I mean, Friday.
Facts, it'd be all day because my phone was blowing up.
I think a couple of people was at work walking around with some macaroni and cheese in between their thighs. I'm not gonna hold you; it was getting a little crazy up in there. But we have a non-safe for work like load drop. Okay, yeah. I hate the fact that it says load drop, but who's that? Anyway, the mere fact is that we have that. I personally, when I know I have to click into that, I make sure I have my phone in a corner. Okay, I make sure I got this tucked and put away. All right, and so there's been a couple of times that I've opened up the general and someone's labias was on my screen in public, and I was just like, "This is general. Like this is supposed to be like." Whatever
regular conversation
or funny meme that you put in there, okay?
Right.
So you have to be careful of what you put in what thing. Obviously, if you put something general and not safe for work, whatever, who cares? But it's if you have something that literally no one can see besides the person's eyes on that screen, please put it in the not safe for work drop, okay? Or I will deliberately, like I've done, delete your comment. I'll copy it and I'll put it in the not safe for work drop.
Fair enough. Real quick, she said it wasn't on purpose, so I'm sorry. I'm fucking with her. Checking out the comments on YouTube. Let's see, Jamaica. That's a big problem when you don't know not only what you want, but what you have to offer. Folks got to start knowing their worth. From previous topic. Next up, Patrick Scott. Facts. I got irritated after the second episode. A lot of guys, you've seen them on IG, TikTok. So how real is the show to begin with? Facts. I totally agree with that. And Jamaica, I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I mean, if you're into reality TV and you like trash television, by all means, go watch it to your heart's content. If you want to see a bunch of big dudes with muscles all over the place, go.
There was no big dudes.
They were not big. There were no
not
big dudes.
But you know what I mean? Like They swole. They cut them.
Swole. Thank you. Use the
They
right
take
word.
creatine. In all
I don't even
honesty,
know if swole was the word because they were a lot of them
I
were slim,
they
like
look a
skinny
little plump
muscles.
plump.
okay.
Plump plump. I
There
think
were
my
a few of
favorite.
them that were built.
Yeah,
There were a couple. I'll give you
but by
that.
far, if you guys have not looked it up, just real quick, my favorite love show is Are You the One? That one is my favorite, top to bottom. They all have to work for $1 million, and they all have to find their matches in the house. That means they have to run through everybody up in that house. Fights break out, jealousy. They have challenges. It gets crazy, and at the end, if they all find their perfect matches, they all win $1 million. So it's a nice show. So go give it a look if you want to be entertained, because they have multiple seasons, so you can kind of run through it if you want to.
Child,
This
that
Shay
sounds
on
messy as
Facebook
hell.
says, I want to see
I
the
was
muscle
about.
and the abs. And she also said maybe I'll watch it on mute.
Yes, if you gonna
Okay,
watch,
I'm
do
telling
yourself
you,
a
you will
favor,
love
okay?
it.
Yeah, go have fun with that. I don't like
You will
anything
love
that
it.
I can see your inner body
So
parts.
getting back to the main question at hand, can you guys define a nice guy for me? Going in order, please.
I thought we did that. Didn't we do that? I could have sworn
We
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 did
didn't
that.
did.
did
Define
we
a nice
define it?
guy? We didn't
We
define it.
defined.
Like we kind of threw
We
out
kind of glazed over
terminology.
what they were, like somebody who was a stand-up guy, somebody who put others before himself. And that not only talking about his significant other, but other people as well. Just really genuine, really kind, and
Truthful.
who truthful. Yeah, seems to be about you. You know what I'm saying, and not about the bullshit. Um, yeah, I feel like we threw some terms out there, but I don't know if we really went into full definition.
We didn't go, you talked, we didn't go around them.
Oh, my bad.
I'm gonna
Excuse me.
okay.
Excuse me.
So what my definition was in a more appropriate statement than being rushed in Discord, just because I just happened to be popping in there, Trey. Was I will say that a nice guy. What? Okay, all right, Seely. Okay, until you do right by
Do you
me.
do right
What's
by
up? What's going on?
me?
What's
I
up?
didn't do this.
Hey, all right.
Exactly.
A nice guy to me is the number one is patient. Like you, like to have the patience to you're patient.
Oh yeah, not at all,
Ooh.
not even
I'm
remote.
about to
Ooh.
say, who you telling that?
Okay.
Who's gonna
All
believe
right,
that
Cat
lie?
Nothing but
Crunch.
owls up in here.
Go ahead, do what you
All
gotta do.
right. Anyway, so it's someone who's patient. I think that should be the number one characteristic in any person, to be honest with you, because in order for you to work through any form of any type of relationship, you have to have patience. You know, you have to be able to give that person time to come around to liking you and who you are for who, like, liking you for you. And you have to also have patience for liking that person for who they are. We can always find attraction in anybody and have sexual chemistry and like have the same common denominators in certain things, but that doesn't mean that I have to take you all for your flaws and all. You know what I'm saying? So I think having patience in a male especially is something great to have in him. Patience and just being open to understanding. Being understanding and being compassionate can definitely be elements put into a nice guy. Obviously, these are things that you want in any human being that walks the face of the earth. But as we all know, unfortunately, there are some men that I don't know what happened to them when they passed through their mother's vaginal canal when they came out, but they just didn't get that in their blood work. I don't know if you guys watched the movie Soul. They didn't get their stamp. Okay, they just fell through the hole and got here. Okay, they had to learn. Okay, so but it's definitely something nice to see in men because you do honestly kind of don't see it a lot. So that's
Right.
it. What, Trey?
Okay. I think somebody that ultimately wants to build with somebody else.
Yes.
That is huge in a good guy. I mean, definitely somebody who's understanding, but somebody who understands that you gonna go through shit. Bless you, boo. Um, Somebody that knows you're gonna go through shit and still be beside you. And a good guy is somebody that wants nothing but the best for you, whether that's with you or without you.
Okay, all right. Um, yeah, I was looking around. Proper moment. Really? Did he really put that up on the screen?
Yeah, you can-
Okay. I truly believe that nice guys are every guy, and I believe that the cycle that we showed, and I'm getting there. I got you. I got you. There is a
Okay.
cycle. There's a meme out there that shows the cycle of life that we showed earlier. Nice guy. Every guy starts out nice. Now, depending on that individual's, yeah, just gonna say fuck me. Don't care what I got
No,
to
I'm
say.
sorry, I'm not. I didn't. Did we say
I
anything?
didn't. Nobody
I
said
didn't
fuck
say
you.
a
Yes,
thing.
we
Nobody
did.
said that. Nobody
No,
said
you're wrong. I
because
didn't
you
even finish
said.
my statement. Anyway, I
I'm
truly
saying
believe.
fuck it because I'm still mad at you anyhow that you only watched 3 episodes and here I am coming on a show as a guest and then I end up watching the whole damn show. We beefing.
We can beef all you want, homie. I wasn't gonna enjoy that shit. I don't care. So enjoy, have fun. I brought it to your attention. You ain't know nothing about it before I said something. Have fun with it. You enjoyed it, right?
No,
Yep.
it was
Yeah, okay.
annoying as
Why
hell.
you
I
watch
felt
all
like
10
you
episodes? Why you watch all 10
because I
episodes?
wanted to speak intelligently on the show.
And I did as well, and I only needed 3 episodes to do so. I only needed one.
Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Wait a
So
minute. Wait a
anyway,
minute. Wait a minute, Mister
We ain't gonna
Mister.
we
You
talk
can't.
about
You
guests
can't
like
judge a
that.
show
Oh,
based on a
without
couple of
watching
clips
the
or
whole
whatever. You
thing. You
gotta
gotta
watch
watch
the
the
whole
whole
thing,
thing.
Trey. You gotta watch the whole
y'all
thing.
lucky I forgot my glasses. No, I can't put them on. Shout out to Chuck Clark. Anyway, so yeah, if you was watching another show I was on earlier today, you know I'm not putting on them. Matter of fact, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it.
What are they?
Chuck Clark.
Vaginas? Oh, it's a dick.
So these are the glasses that he said he was going to buy me to replace my glasses on this show. I said, buy me a better pair of glasses. Just don't even fit.
Well,
Yeah.
some people like having a dick on their face.
Not me.
So you literally smelling yourself.
Literally.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus,
So-
Jesus Christ.
You smell nasty?
Yeah.
You smell nasty? Why you throwing up at your own smell?
Right.
There's some questions to
I'd
get
be
answered.
like,
I'm like,
Yeah, it's a little. First off, if I was, it wouldn't be pink. All right. Second,
black people come in many shades and different colors. You
They
know,
do,
I don't.
though.
I've never been
Look,
with a lighter skinned
No.
man, but I'm sure there's some.
shout out to Chuck Clark for sending me bullshit. I
Dang.
did that just because it's funny. Anyway, so the cycle of life, as far as fuck boy, fuck girl, whatever have you, people start out as good people. We all start out as little kids, and depending on the options that are available to us based on our social status, our income, our physique, you know, our personality, that will dictate how we handle things. If a guy is more popular, quote unquote, throughout life, not just high school, I got you, Royal, I got you. If a guy is more popular, he has more options of girls that are coming around him. He gets used to dealing, and I'm not speaking from experience because that definitely wasn't me. He gets used to dealing with multiple women and treating them like shit because all they are is objects to him. And that's how he goes through life until he has an awakening. He treats those girls like shit. Same thing for the popular girls. They go through life, everything's handed to them, you know, based on their physique, their money, whatever have you, and they treat people like shit. Now, the people below that get treated like shit start treating other people like shit. And the cycle continues. That's all I'm saying. We all start out one way, and it's our environment, in my opinion, changes us and makes us act certain ways towards other people. If you're used to getting a certain level of option and a certain level of opportunity, you're going to take advantage of it. You're going to take it for granted. And that's how you end up being a fuck boy or fuck girl. But that's just my opinion. Royal, please go ahead.
Okay, so my only thing is, when you say people based on people's environments, I guess I can somewhat agree with that in the sense that, you know, not every guy starts off nice because it can also, you know, depend on how they're raised. If you have a bunch of fuckboys in your life and they out here doing some fucked up shit to women and they're teaching you to do this fucked up shit to women, then you know what I'm saying, you end up being a fuckboy based on your upbringing and based on your environment, like you said. I don't think it's a fact that everybody starts off nice though, because like I said, some of these dudes are fuckboys straight out the gate. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, you start off nice as a kid, but then when you see your uncles and your cousins and your daddy, you know what I'm saying, you got multiple women coming in and out the house, and you know what I'm saying, you got 87 baby mamas. You
Not
are taught.
87.
I'm just saying, you are taught that you aren't
So
supposed to settle
automatically, if
down
he
with.
have multiple, just real quick, sorry to cut you off, but just this one thing to you. Well, automatically because he has multiple baby mamas,
No,
he's fuckboy.
no,
Okay,
no.
just wanted to clarify. Continue.
It
Can I
depends.
can I finish making my point?
It
Yes,
depends.
continue,
Thank you,
please.
thank you. All I'm saying is, and again I say it that is you're not always you don't always have nice guys straight out the gate. It's not all men. I will say that it's not all, not all, not all. There are
Good job.
some
Proud of you.
genuinely good guys out here. Okay, but a lot of the time, I'm gonna say at least maybe I don't know. I'm gonna say like 25, 30, 45% of the boys are being taught this behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I don't think
that's
it's
it.
just. I don't think it's a social standing, and I'm not saying that sometimes that doesn't happen, but I don't think it's a social standing. I don't think it's based on your popularity all the time. I think this is taught behavior.
It is definitely top behavior. I don't agree with this circle that comes out of nowhere because how did he meet the nice girl
He
and
talked
then
to her.
he
He
becomes a
booked her.
nice boy and then the nice girl out of nowhere becomes a hoe because she was with a fuck boy?
So
I guess if I'm just if I'm taking the literal sense of what that is, it doesn't make any sense
it's
because she becomes a whore because of him, and then he gets hurt because of what he already implemented within her. So at the end of the day, it's still his fault why he got hurt. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
um, my I look, I would like to think that everybody pops out the cooch a very nice person, and then the world makes them who they are. I believe you are born how you're born, and then whether if somebody changes that, like changes that for you. um I mean, obviously we are, it's nature versus nurture. So you are groomed to be raised a certain way, and then when you finally get out there into that world, that's where nature kind of takes its course and takes care of what it is, like how you act, how do you defend yourself in certain situations, how you talk to certain people, and different things of that caliber, which is perfectly fine. But I think that people who just naturally don't give a f, like have no empathy, no sympathy for like how they treat people, are just like that because they're just like that. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
there's anything because like, oh, when I was like 5 years old, my mom left me in the bathtub and I almost drowned. Like I don't think that's like for I don't think that's everybody's case. I think they just naturally, some people just don't care. So it's one of those things where I don't have time to sit here and give you the benefit of the doubt of are you a nice person or are you not. I have to be shown that. I have to have this showcasing of like how you truly treat me. And I think sometimes this is why some people get trapped in certain type of relationships because they don't do enough time of really seeing the person's triggers and their red flags. I think sometimes we do notice red flags on people. We just like to put our rose colored glasses on and ignore them and be like, oh, well, it wasn't really that bad. It wasn't really that deep when we knew it was. Essentially, not everybody is nice from out the gate. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. But at the same time, I think it's also our responsibility to really pay attention to those red flags that we obviously see and not ignore them, question them, and really make sure that if it's really nothing, okay. But if it's something, ask a question, make a statement, do something.
Right.
It's better getting out of the situation than being stuck and you feel like you can't move on from this person.
fair enough. Okay, Adam.
Okay, so I see y'all too. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and admit I was a fuck boy. Lord Jesus, was I ever? I was the ultimate fuck boy. And it wasn't because I was groomed like that. It wasn't because somebody hurt me or this or that.
Mm-hmm.
It was because I just didn't know myself. And because I had some hurts and stuff inside of me and didn't exactly know who the fuck I was, I was not not to say complicit or okay with, but I just unknowingly was okay with hurting others. Um, and then about 16 years ago, met a certain somebody who completely changed my life. And I am a reformed fuckboy.
We love to see
Still
it
got
born
the hat.
I
again.
love to see it.
We love to see it born again.
No.
Yes. So I mean, I definitely can say like I was a fuckboy from out the gate, like from day one. There was I mean, there was no good guy at all. The good guy that people saw was a complete facade until I got to know myself and realized who I am, what I wanted, and then I was like, oh my God, but I'm treating people like this. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, yes, reformed.
We love to
Hallelujah.
see it.
Boy.
Okay, real quick,
Won't he do
y'all. In
it?
the comments on YouTube, Patrick Scott says most men are looked at as a man when he has a lot of females he's hooked up with. This is taught by his surroundings. He also says, I'm sure a lot of men heard as a young boy that he was going to have all the girls when they grew up. That type of conditioning sticks with them into adult age. Facts. Jamaica says, I heard that statement that said, if you're looking at red flags through rose-colored glasses, you just see flags.
I like that.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, and we're all going to have different perspectives about it because we all from different walks of life. And when I'm speaking, I'm not blanket statement with that. I didn't say not all, but I mean not all. So I do think that most people start out well intending, and they start out wanting to be a good person, wanting to do the right things. And I honestly believe that a lot of people, not all, have the perspective that what they're doing isn't wrong until somebody, like Adam said, shows them the error of their ways, or something happens that shows them the error of their ways. The wheel of life that we displayed there, that's not an absolute. That's not a staple of truth.
Right.
No, it's an example that happens in some cases. So no, I don't think that's the absolute truth. It happens, in my opinion. It's nature. It's nature over nurture. Nurture over nature. I'm sorry, because I believe that these things can be taught. Like many of you said, it's your surroundings, people around you, and you see what's acceptable. Just like what Patrick Scott said in the comments, you were brought up saying, "Oh, you're very pretty," or "You're very handsome," whatever have you, and you take that programming is taken on, and there you keep going. So, we're all going to have our different perspectives on it, but ultimately, it's going to just move on to our last question. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by this freaking dickhead. Anyway, it was literally sitting on my notes, and I'm like, why is it still here? Get off the table.
He did say that he did try to look for a black one. He just couldn't find one.
He said, "Fuck you, Chuck." Anyway. So
You
last
could use
question
like a
on this
Sharpie or something.
I know you could color it. You could have spray painted.
You
Right.
could. They make makeup for that type of stuff.
Yeah, you could just put some makeup on
You
it.
get a solid B- for effort.
I literally wore it once. It's going in the trash after this show. Anyway, so I think the last question I had. Oh, okay. So we have all heard the adage, "Nice guys finish last." So I want to ask you guys, is that true? Do you think, and just keep it quick and concise so we can move on to the next one, but do you think that nice guys finish last?
I'm not going to say that they finish last in every single case.
Well, okay. Before you, the caveat of relationships. Not every single. We're not. This isn't a broad spectrum conversation. We're talking specifically this thing about relationship wise, marriage, family, whatever have you.
Okay,
Do you think that nice guys finish last?
I don't.
Okay. Chase.
Would you like me to elaborate? Oh.
No.
Okay, that's good to hear. Adam, as a reformed fuckboy.
I mean, honestly, a lot of times they do. But
Let's say that.
I think that there are also some times where, the good guy that holds out can actually come up on top.
Okay, and that's fair. I think we can. I think we can end up ultimately finding what we want in the end. Speaking as a nice guy, because I am a nice guy. I'm not a fuckboy. I don't have multiple women running around. I see you scowling over there, Chase. Anyway.
But you're not nice.
I'm a nice guy.
He not Christian either.
Roy. Really?
You said it yourself. I was just reiterating what you said.
Okay, so that got nothing to do with that. Ain't got. Anyway, I'm a nice guy.
He's nice
So-
when you want to be.
He is. He nice.
I will say he's a nice guy. He just
He's a
ain't
nice
nice.
guy.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay. I get you that.
speaking of
But
relationships,
we still love you.
it's all love. Speaking of relationships, moving on to our last topic of the evening. We have a special guest here who has a particular perspective on dating, and we wanted to get his perspective on it. We're going to be talking about interracial dating tonight. This has been a hot topic all over the world because people meet people, and some people ain't the same color, and they want to fuck. So, and we got a couple of questions we want to ask, and if you have any audible questions available for you, please ask them now. And I accidentally put all my audible questions on the outline, so you guys already know what I was going to ask. Anyway, let's start off with our experiences. Miss Royal, if you will go first.
Sure. So, if we're talking about interracial dating, so I've never dated a white man, but I have dated outside of my race to where, I dated Hispanic men. It wasn't much of a difference for me. I mean, of course, you have some cultural differences, especially when you're talking about like integrating families and stuff like that, where you're meeting the mama and the grandmama, and the grandmother is like the typical Hispanic woman that you see on TV. But, and I mean, like, when I say typical, I'm not trying to say like, typical, but like New York grandmother, that type of thing, Catholic, loud, that type of situation. But I mean, outside of that, it wasn't too different for me. If they spoke Spanish around me or anything like that, then it just was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a big deal for me. There were, of course, there are always some cultural differences or anything like that. But outside of that, it wasn't too much of a shock.
Okay.
Yeah, no. There's only one time that I went out my race and it was not dating. It was a physical thing. I will never do it again. It's just not my thing. Just not my. I like my black kings a little bit too much. And a lot of people have tried to do the devil advocates on me, like, oh, well, what if this guy was really nice? I'm like, okay, and that guy can keep on pushing. I'm gonna stand behind. I'm gonna stand beside him. I'm gonna stand beside my black men.
Okay, black
So
love. Hashtag black love.
that's hashtag black love. I mean, that's just what I mean. Well, I don't want to say obviously. I am a product of interracial marriage, dating, slavery, but so it is what it is. But it's just one of those things where I am for my black men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
So, yes, I too am all for the Black Kings. All for it.
We know.
And
We know that.
We know, boo.
Check our Discord.
We
We're
know
aware.
that.
excuse me. Okay. So, anyhow, yes, I actually have only messed with one guy, and it was just a turn off for me. It just wasn't my thing. And one of the things we're going to talk about coming up is about fetishizing the
Yeah.
whatever
Fetishizing,
that
yes,
word.
fetishizing.
Fetishizing.
There we go.
Yep,
That word.
I think versus preference.
Interracial relationships, and that is not my case. It just happens to be a preference for me. I like the differences sometimes, and I just black men are beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Facts.
We know.
They are.
We-
They
I ain't
are.
say you.
Hey, look, you on my show, goddammit. Don't give me my damn flowers right now.
Oh my lord.
You alright though. You alright though.
I'll take all right.
Lord of mercy,
Hey,
Jesus.
that's a compliment. I'll take it. Shit, let's go.
You alright?
Anybody ask you, married woman?
I was just saying what he said. You know what? You know what? All right, fine. Fuck it. I take it back. You ain't alright.
You use a solid like 7.5.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. Were you finished with your perspective?
Yes.
Okay. And I'll go last. I've had experiences. I've never officially dated, outside of my race. I've only had sex outside my race. I did date one girl who was half Asian, half black. That lasted for a little bit, but nothing serious. And yeah, so I'm all for it. I don't have any problems with it, but I would prefer, my preference would be my black queens, yes. But I'm also equal opportunity. So if I like you, you like me, things fit, you feel it, you fall into the elbow hug range, we're good. We can move forward. So that's how I feel about it. Now, Adam, you did make reference to preference versus fetish, and we can get right into that next. So, Ms. Royal, do you believe that interracial dating is more based on preferences or fetishes?
I feel like with, any type of, I don't know, I guess I'll say special dating situation, but it could go on either end of the spectrum, honestly. Sometimes it's preference, sometimes it could be fetishization. Why can't I say that word today?
No.
I can't even, so you in good company. My sister.
Yeah, and I think it's dangerous, you know what I'm saying, when it does end up being a fetish versus it actual being actual interest in somebody. And I think a lot of that happens because, people that I've seen, people get hung up on the, oh, we gonna make some beautiful mixed babies versus, actually being interested in the person themselves. You know what I mean? And also, I think it's dangerous for interracial relationships because you don't know whether or not, especially if it's somebody that just fetishizes black men or women, you don't know whether or not this person is an ally. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if they gonna check their racist friend or family member if they say some fucked up shit. You don't know if they gonna have your back in any type of situation. And it's just it's a slippery slope, I'll say. Because it can, like I said, it could be actual preference, and not even just. And I'm not saying that it has to be preference, but people can look past a person's skin color if they want to date them. It could be all based on personality. I'm like, okay, yeah, you just cute, point blank, period. Doesn't have to do with preference or anything like that. It's just, I would say, if I really had to put my finger on it, I would give it a good 60-40 split between fetishization and actual preference or interest in that person.
Okay.
Well, I like to give like little history facts and everything. So the reason why we can even have interracial dating is, as I hope we all know, Loving versus the U.S. Supreme
Yes,
Court,
Loving
which was
versus.
passed
Yeah.
in 1967, where the Lovings wanted, a black woman and a white man wanted to be together, and they had to present it in front of the U.S. Supreme Court for it to get passed, for them to even be together. And I just want people to realize 1960s was not that long ago whatsoever, like at
50 years
all.
ago.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, my mother was born there.
yeah. So
Yeah, mine
we
too.
have come a long way in the fact of that we're even able to have this conversation about interracial dating and everything. I think that's the reason why a lot of people go kind of up in arms when it comes to interracial dating, and it's why some people really despise it, some people don't care, what it is. For me, interracial dating in itself is supposed, I feel like dating in itself is supposed to be like, I just like you because I like you, right?
Right.
Your aesthetics and everything is something that obviously is going to come first, because if you find the person attractive, you find the person attractive. I don't think that when if in a broad spectrum, if we're talking about white and black or any, like, specific, races, I don't think that a person can dang it, y'all done
It's
passed the
all of
buck
us.
over
It's all
here.
of us.
I don't think a person can have. I think
Fetish.
a person can fetishize about another race, especially like, what we've been seeing for the past couple of years, with a lot of Angelas and Ambers, just being so gun ho for the BBC, um, which is, sickening in itself. But I think it's more for, like, it's a preference for me that I like black men. Now, is it because I've been raised around black men? I grew up with black men. I have black brothers. Yes, of course. Like, that could have something great deal with it, but that doesn't subjugate me that I only should be able to date with, black people. That's it. That's just something that I love. And that's something that I will always love. Now, I will never take if another person of another race says, like, I only like dating black men. Like, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'm never gonna say you fetishize over them or whatever. Like, if that's something that you like, that's something that you like. I mean, everybody has their different preferences and everything. There are some people out here who only want to date Latino people. There's only people who want to date Asian people just because that aesthetically pleases their eyes. It is what it is. But when your reasoning starts off with their genitals, or their
What's
attitude.
your big black cock?
Shut the fuck up. Go away.
First of all, that word in general to me is disgusting,
Okay.
but let's move
Yeah.
forward.
Thank you.
Yes, thank
Thank
you. It is.
you.
It is. With their attitudes, or their aesthetic as in hair, or like, facial wise and everything. If it's something that it starts off that way, you have a fetish for that race. And that's when it becomes a problem. If you just like, because it's like, oh, like, I like their skin, I like, their culture, I love, like, the diversity that they have, I like this, I like that. Okay, cool. But if the first thing out of your mouth is, I like their BBBC, whatever, like that, or like, I hate when I hear, especially black men, it really pisses me off, like, oh, Latino women are so crazy, like when they speak, they get so angry, they speak Spanish and all this other stuff. But yeah, you turn around and you say, I can't be with no black woman because she got too much attitude. Oh, so because the attitude can be given in a different language, it's cool. All right, heard you, B. So it's just one of those things of like, you can make it a problem to want to date another race, but as long as it's authentic, as long as it's something that you just like to do, like, I have a white friend and she loves some black men. She ain't never been attracted to a white boy a day in her life at all, but she doesn't fetishize them. It's just that's just her. Like, her and her sister, which is really anyway. But the point is, that's just them, and then and that's how you see it. If I'm hanging out with you and all you can talk about is, oh, I bet he got a big dick. Oh, I bet he got a big dick. Girl, ain't nobody shut it up.
First of all, sis. First of all, they not all that big. That's all I'm gonna say.
They know. Thank you. That man Dingo don't live over here. Okay, all right.
They got averages. They got average ones. Just like that. Everybody else. Just saying.
I wish people.
They got
I think
average
it's
ones.
exactly. I think it's because of the way it's been written, and obviously, if we're talking about black people, the way that we've been looked at as a checklist. Tall, broad shoulders, strong. When being sold and everything like that. When you start doing that to another, that's all you're doing. Is you're checking off the list of what they can do for you, and that's not cool whatsoever. So
Yeah, but
like I
even
said,
dating back then, Chase, though, even back then, just to go off of the example that you just used, that was really what it was. You know what I mean? Because black people, especially black men, were looked at like being some type of superhuman, subject or whatever, and that's what people were attracted to. Like they are more athletically inclined, or they don't feel pain, or what I'm saying, like all that bullshit. That is what really attracted I'll say other races
buyers,
other races
buyers,
to, yes, buyers. We'll go with buyers, though. That's what attracted buyers, is that they thought that black men were some type of superhuman subrace. And even now, to this day, that is what people go off of when you're thinking about black men and black women, is that we're just otherworldly or something like that, and we're human just like everybody else.
Yeah. I think, and just to wrap it up, if you do date any outside of your race, just be aware of what that race goes through. Like, the ups and the hard downs. Make sure that you're ready to go through religious differences, spiritual differences, cultural differences, just everyday life differences. If you're not ready to take that on, sit down and have a good understanding of it, don't get involved. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Adam?
Well said. I mean, and I'm changing the term from BBC to BBD because that C word is just
Ugh,
Disgusting. It's disgusting.
Oh,
disgusting.
it's
Ugh.
Ah,
disgusting.
who made that word?
I don't
Palm
know,
color
but
people.
Yankee Doodle can go.
Yeah, because that
Yankee
joint is
Doodle can
nasty
go.
to
It's
say. Like as soon
nasty.
as I hear that on an orange YouTube video, next. I don't want to
Next,
hear that. And they
I'm
please.
so
always say,
done.
and they always say it in one of those videos, in an interracial video. They always say it. Ooh.
I
They always
cannot.
Oh
do.
God.
I
They
Ugh.
can't
do.
do interracial
So we
porn. I
gonna
can't
change
watch.
it. We gonna change it to BBD. Okay. Thank you. That's
BBD.
first and foremost. But
Wait a minute,
um,
that's an R&B group. Okay.
It
oh,
is BBD.
BBD.
It is.
oh
Boy.
well. But it's whatever. But
Oh shit.
just like any race, they've got some footlongs, or Jareds, however you want to call them, and then they also have
$5.
push button starters.
Yes, they
Okay,
do.
so I
Yes, they
mean,
do.
have everything and everything in between. So that's first and foremost. But there are some people that get into this thing called race play,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they get off to talking during sex about call me a cracker, call me this, call me that, and it's really, in my opinion, quite disturbing. Um,
Extremely.
it really goes back to the slave days and thinking, as you said, um, Royal, about this being otherworldly and physical things, attributes, and everything. And it really does go back to that when the slave owner would even do horrible acts
Yeah.
to a slave,
Mm-hmm.
because it was fetishized.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, unfortunately, both as a bisexual man, but also as a bisexual man that has nothing but interracial relationships, um, I get like the most hate all around because you see all these looks and stares and these looks of pure disgust when you're walking down the street. And if you ain't about that life, I mean, you fetishizing them,
Mm-hmm.
plain and simple. For me, it
Mm-hmm.
just is like the same thing as people, like people that are taller than them, or people that have another fetish, nice feet, or people that, do this or that. I My appreciation for black men is the same as that. It's what I like. It has nothing to do with how big certain things may be or not may be. Although I will say I am a size queen. Um, but that ain't got nothing
We
to
know that
do
too,
with
boo. We know that
why.
too.
Anyhow, anyhow. So, but everybody else don't know. Y'all know, but everybody else don't.
Join the
Um,
Discord. That's all I got to say.
That's all I got to say.
Um, uh,
Lord
really,
Jesus.
really quick. Okay, so we have Patrick says it's all in the way that you treat them, just like Chase said. Jamaica said, "Yep." Trick said, "Or Jews and redheads, or both." Jamaica said, "There's a TikTok for this, and I gotta find it." Patrick said, "We've been made to look like a conquest or something other than just being human." Patrick said, "Facts." Jamaica said that part. Oh, Belle Biv DeVoe. It's poison. I prefer
Yep.
penis. Thank you. I
Yes,
prefer penis.
Yeah.
Hold
I'm
on. Where did that come through?
done.
And Ty said yes. Push to start everywhere. I don't want to talk about it. Patrick said.
please,
Uh,
please, somebody,
Patrick
Yes.
said, now
somebody,
that's
please.
the song that is playing in my head. You're welcome. What, Trey? Yes, there are some push to starters.
What the fuck is push to start mean?
They
Push.
don't grow.
They
It
don't
just,
grow. Yes.
it's just there. Just a little
Sorry.
boop, boop.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Those are the
When that
ones where we
time-
was like, remember last week?
When we were
Remember
like,
last week when we was like, hey,
Yes.
boo, look at
Hold up,
him,
hold up, hold
boo.
up.
Thank you
Chase,
for the like,
Chase,
James.
Chase, I'm gonna have to bring up the magnifying lens.
Yes,
Facts.
definitely. I'm gonna
Push
have to
to
have a
start.
magnifying lens to find that. Okay, because I mean I don't want to disrespect nobody, but baby, you looking like me and you got the same type of
Let me tell you what,
stuff
okay,
It's
and
witness.
not
going on.
even
Okay,
we not sponsored by them or nothing like that. But Adam and Eve make extenders, okay? Because if you're not working with what you should be working with down there, they got extenders, boo, and they got the rich kind.
I'm sorry, I understand that like a men's size is their pride. Like I totally get that. And if you know how to work with what you got, you know how to work with what you got. I've had a smaller person that broke the back off me. I was like, oh, this. So like if you know how to learn how to rock your boat, then you know how to learn rock your boat. But at the same time, I understand like it's kind of
you know what?
Like, if you have to Trey, if you have to get an extender, if you have to use toys in the bedroom, if you gotta throw on a strap on for your own self, they have hollow strap ons. I mean,
they do.
Do what you gotta do. Because at the end of the day, yes, you have to get pleased too. But if your partner is cool with it, your partner is fine with it, do what you need to do to make sure that your partner knows. Like, oh, you think I don't know what I'm doing just because of. All right, let me show you. Right. Let me show you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all about confidence and how you walk into it. Never let a person talk down on you. Like, I understand we can sit here as men and women and kiki and laugh all day about small penises. Like, I mean, obviously it's like something of a joke.
Tell me on the ruler where the push to start starts.
Keep going up.
I've been drinking.
Keep going up.
But
keep going up.
I know that we all make fun of it and everything, but there are some people out there who do have small members and they have to work with it. But guess what? They be getting the bitches and the men. And they be married and they be happy and they be loving their life and living it and have great sex lives. And while we over here while we're all lonely and single. Making fun of it.
Right. Well, the red side is single.
I was about to say I'm not.
I'm just saying. I'm saying in a general statement. We don't
sense,
know people's livelihoods and stuff like that. So there are some people that they might not have it, but they please their partner in multiple different ways that just don't even fall under sex. So
right.
I gotta stick up for my itty bitty committee. Real quick. So.
I'm just saying, it's just recognizing your shortcomings. Yes, Jesus. Recognizing your shortcomings, but then doing something to make up for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't even have to be that you have a small dick. It could be like you don't know how to get paid.
That's why I'm cackling.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Yeah.
Whose turn was it? I've been silent.
Yours?
It was me?
It's all you.
Yes.
Preference or fetish? Yes. So I think there can be preferences. I agree with everything that has been said here. I don't have any disagreement whatsoever. I think it can be preferences and fetishes. If you're fetishizing me or anybody, it's an issue. Like you should have, like Adam said, you should be about that life. You should be willing to be down for that individual and that individual. It should be an attraction to that person based on your desire for that individual, not the person they are alike. When I say I'm open and equal opportunity when it comes to dating, as far as the races, it's not because I'm looking for a Spanish chick or I'm looking for an Asian. No, if I like you and we vibe and things mesh up, you heard. I've been looking for you, shorty. Where you been? So and that's it. I don't care who or where you're from. If it clicks and it fits, we good. So fuck fetishization.
Fetishization. Nobody can say the
fuck
word.
That word and fuck the practice.
That word.
Yes. But yeah, so I do have a question for you guys though. So why do you think, because I'm not going to say that it's you guys, any other, Brittany Payne on Facebook says, toys are awesome in the bedroom. I totally agree.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. Boys to Men, ABC, BBD. Somebody said it on YouTube.
I'm
done. I do have a question for the panel though, and you can answer the question as well out there in the comments. Why do specifically, some black women, why do they get angry, sometimes irate, at those black men who choose to step outside of their race? We've seen this happen plenty of times in the media, especially social media, where it's like, oh, he went out there, he couldn't handle it. all that other stuff. And I know that there are counterparts. There are men out there who do the same. So again, this is a not all argument, but I want to ask you guys, what do you think your opinion is as to why they say those things?
In my personal opinion, it is not that we are upset that.
Oh, you're one of them?
I'll definitely say I'm one of them for this. I'm not upset that you want to date somebody outside of your race. I'm upset that you keep running your mouth about black women. That is what I'm upset about. If I say to you, why is it that, like, oh, you only date white women, you only date Hispanic women, whatever. Why do you only date Hispanic women? And the first thing out of your mouth is, I don't like black women, because that is when I have a problem with you. I don't give a fuck who you decide to date. Love is love. You understand? It don't have no color. It don't have no creed, religion, nothing like that. Whatever. Love is love. Love who you want to love. That ain't none of my business. But when you start down talking black women, that's when it becomes my business. That's when you couldn't hang. That's when I say black women wasn't willing to pull up with your shit, and that's now why you're going out to other races. That is when I have a problem. That's it.
Fair.
Okay. So
Thank you, Prue Copeland.
we do not care what
Don't
you
care.
screw, what you do, who you fuck, and who you suck. We do not care at all. Period. Just like Royal said, we only care when it comes to the demise of black women. You do not have to put us down to uplift other ones at all whatsoever. Because you were called a nerd at 10 to 13 years old because you watched certain shows, because you had different character dolls in your room, or whatever the case may be, because you played on your Nintendo or your Game Boy handheld, whatever the case may be, because some girls, a little funky headed girl, called you a nerd or a geek or something like that.
Now we're in here, baby.
Now you sat there and you held on to this trauma of being teased and being bullied, and held on to it for the rest of your life, that now every black woman reminded you of little Tisha from 8th grade. Get the fuck over it.
Get over
If
it.
you're not going to do the work to go to therapy to figure out why you have the despise against black women because little Tisha hurt your motherfucking feelings, then I don't know what to tell you. The problem here is that you choose to date other races because you were either not loved enough by your own mother, so you have some type of mommy issues that happens, or it's the mere fact of, like I said before, you had one black woman hurt your feelings and you hated her for it. There was a episode from The Game where, if you guys know Jason Pitts, if you don't know, he was a light-skinned football player. And, Brandy, who was Chardonnay at the time, who married him, she's like, why do you only date or only got with white women? He was like, I loved black women when I was younger. And she used to and this one girl, when I was younger, she would say, ugh, I would never date somebody as light as you. I would never be with you. You're so weird and everything. He's like, and ever since then, I never had a problem dating the Ambers and the Kimberlys and all this. That has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's a lot of stories, that have happened. You have a bad problem with one or two black women, and now because of that, you despise them. And every time the question is asked, why do you date outside your race? It's always like Royal said, well, black women, why are you bringing us up? If you don't want us in your mouth, don't have us in your mouth, period. So don't sit there and discriminate, and your mama is black, boy. Your aunties is black. Your great grandmama is black. Cousins, your cousins is black. Your sisters and everything of them. And you can sit there and you could talk disgracefully about black women out the mouth when you came from them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my whole thing is. You disrespect the same thing that you came out of. So you can be with the white women, the Hispanic women, and you can breed with them, and you can have your children. You can try to raise all the black lineage that you have within yourself if you want to. That's cool. Do you, boo. But don't get mad when black people approach you and they act different towards you, because they know how you've been talking recklessly out your mouth.
Well,
that's all it is. Go
so
ahead.
I'll say this real quick. Again, we got to make the distinction, because that the people who don't say that and are in the racial relationships, much like Adam said earlier, they find themselves receiving the backlash that they don't deserve, because they're not a part
I'm
of it.
only speaking of people
but I'm just saying, make sure you make
down
the clarification
on black women. That's why I said, because of what you said out your mouth, you get talked to different. do not disrespect black women for no reason.
I agree.
Okay? Because you played Yu-Gi-Oh, you watched Pokemon, because all this other shit, cool. We did too. We just didn't want people to know. All right? Who said we did it? I watched Inuyasha. Who said we did it? You know what I'm saying? Like
You watching
we did.
Inuyasha?
I did.
Yes,
We
who
watched all this
didn't
other
watch Inuyasha?
stuff. I watched Inuyasha, Beyblades, all that. Okay,
Yup.
so like, okay, so
Toonami was on
it's
my
not
screen on a
saying-
regular.
Exactly. We watched all that stuff. We just didn't come to school talking about it. That's all the difference was. Like, my goodness.
Yes,
Stop
church
being
finger.
so sensitive.
Yes, church
Oh,
finger.
y'all want to be
Not with the
y'all
church
want to be
finger.
alpha male so bad, but get your feelings hurt in 3.5 seconds because somebody call you a little funky behind ugly.
Girl,
Especially on
not
your breast
even
milk.
not even 3.5 seconds. Okay, less than
No.
Not even.
Probably didn't want to talk to you behind because your breath probably smelled like Similac and old milk and wet bread. Like, come on now.
that. Not white bread.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All
Real
right,
quick
Wonder
though,
Bread.
so since you displaying this level of nerddom that we were not aware of, what you gonna do on Sundays in the afternoon?
What?
Never mind. Never
All right,
mind.
man,
didn't
we
hear
watching
what you
Blurs and
said.
Whiskey. Be quiet.
Let's my other show.
I didn't hear what
we
you said.
watching Blurs and
I-
Whiskey.
Oh yeah, I watched it earlier. I literally didn't hear what you said.
You wasn't in the comments.
Told you.
Look, why we gotta be in the
I
look.
had a self-care day and I took myself to the beach. And on the way to the beach, I had playing in the background Blurs and Whiskey.
Did you tell the people around you? All right, cool.
Tell the people around me
I'm
while
messing
driving
with
to the
you.
beach.
I'm messing
Okay.
with you.
Okay, just in case we weren't clear, tune into Blurs and Whiskeys on Sunday afternoons. Trey, would you like to tell them when and where you can be located?
12 noon, right here on YouTube or Facebook, same places. Look for me. Look for this face. Anyway, Adam, if you will.
And I will say, I watched it today too, and it was great. It was great, even though I do not identify as a nerd at all. That's all good, all good. I ain't played none of them video games, nothing like that. I mean, my mom had us so damn busy as kids. I was in ice skating, I was in dancing, I was in archery, I was in shotgun, I was in so many things. I'm surprised I even know what today is.
But you know what that means? You were an active nerd. You were a nerd. Nerd does not cover just video. I'm not going to do that right now. You were a different type of nerd. So you have a different type of fandom.
Sex and relationships.
But if you will, let's get back on topic.
But anyways,
Real quick for the comments before you move on. Let's see here. We have Prue who said, Trey Proper, you look so handsome.
Y'all stop hyping that man head up, okay? He already got a big enough head as it is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It is Jimmy Neutron. Okay, so Truk said she said that about to start men the same way you tell your child that their puppy didn't die and it went to a farm to have fun and be free. Okay, Ty said Discord topic could be how to introduce toys into the bedroom.
That is a good topic.
Ty, thank you.
Okay.
Prue also said amen royal, talk yo ish, period, poo, right candy. Jamaica said come on Chase. Therapy, yes, they say it again. Ty said mad disrespectful, hell yes, I fuck with Inuyasha heavily. And Brittany said tune into Blurs and Whiskey. All right, Adam, go ahead.
Yes, it was a good show, I will say. And I still, what was that, the thing that you were drinking? Because it sounded hella good.
With the cherry Coke. Before Cam even said the cherry Coke, I was like, that sounds like it's going to go good with some cherry Coke. So minor case.
Okay.
It is minor case. It is a straight rye whiskey. It's made in the sherry wine barrels. So it has the sweetness of the wine, but it has the bite of the rye whiskey. I have been drinking this all night. I haven't been drinking it all day.
No, go ahead all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Adam, go ahead because we're running a little bit over time. So go ahead.
So I think there's a lot of the same narrative that Chase was saying of that certain men have been hurt and all of a sudden they just flock to white women or this woman or that type of woman. And there's a lot of, well, I don't talk to black women because of X, Y, and Z. I even had friends at a time, I don't associate with them anymore, but they actively engaged in saying things like that they don't deal with black women because of their attitude and they're always doing the most and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but Becky Sue does the most too.
Not Becky Sue,
So,
Jesus.
yes, Becky Sue. She's showing up do the same thing. So, I mean, it's like really, I'm sorry, I don't buy that, but that has been a lot of the overall topic. But then again, you have things like in today's culture, um, there's a lot of hurtful shit that is going on in this world. And especially the white community towards the black community. And I hate it when I get somebody that says, well, all lives matter. Excuse me.
Sit down.
Who? You want to piss me off? Tell me all lives matter because all lives can't matter until
Until
everybody
Black
is
Lives
on
Matter
the
and
same
everybody on the
level,
same
and
page.
not everybody is on the
Exactly.
same motherfucking level.
Exactly.
Plain and
Facts.
simple. So that shit pisses me off, but I know there is every right and every reason for a lot of women these days to be upset that somebody is dating outside of their race. And I get it because of all the hurtful shit that is going around in this world right now. It's really toxic. I mean, you've got Asian people against Asian people. You've got um, black versus white. You've got all these different things in between. And it's like everybody is talking this hurtful rhetoric towards each other. And it's more so coming from the white community to the black community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that honestly hurts my heart because I get it all the time where both white women and black women will look at me and will even one time I had um, a, a time when I was pulled over in Georgetown. And these little whack ass cops were blocking the road, and I honked at them, not thinking, white privilege. So I honked at them and then went around them. And then this one cop pulls me over saying that I went the wrong way and then proceeds to ask me if I'm okay because there's a black man in the passenger seat.
Mm.
Huh?
Wow. Wow.
What gave you
It's
the
ridiculous.
idea that I was
Was
not
in a
okay?
yeah, in a dangerous
Right.
situation.
Right.
Right. You just pulled me over and that's one of the first things you ask?
Mm-hmm.
What? Really? No. So I mean, I there are so many reasons. I don't think in one show you're gonna get to all of the myriad of reasons
Mm-hmm.
why people are angry at others for dating outside of their race.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we go real quick, I just wanted to make this point because I don't think we touched on it as much. But when we are speaking of black men who specifically date outside of their race, and I'll say specifically white women or any I'll say anybody, but
Mm-hmm.
it is I feel like though the ones who are the most aggressive and outspoken about talking down on black women, those are the ones that the black women don't want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will say, especially the ones who are like, well, y'all don't know how to hold nobody down, and y'all don't know how to do this, that, and the third, and y'all don't speak up for anybody's causes, except for ones outside of your own, or you don't represent the black man. And it's like, sweetie, you've been fucking around on these black women for years.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing
Mm-hmm.
stupid shit for years. And now all of a sudden when a black woman decides that she's done putting up with your shit, now we not about you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't represent the black man. Now, you're not checking for us anymore because you fucked up. And I think I saw it on TikTok where it was a white woman who said that there are white women out here who will listen to their black man talk down about black women and you know be speaking on the same thing or say or agree with him on everything that he's saying. And the white woman had said specifically, she said, sweetie, you don't have a prize. That man is not a prize. He was the one that the black women threw away.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's just for me specifically, Trey, because I know you were asking me before if I was one of those women that cared. It's only because of how they speak about us. That is the only reason I would care at all.
I only
I don't
asked for
care who.
clarification. That was
Yeah.
pretty much it. I just wanted to make sure we hear what do we preach, fucking communication, and we want to make sure our message is clear and concise, and we are very clear and concise on what we mean and what we're putting out there, because I don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we are speaking for a group of people we didn't mean to speak for, or speaking against them. You know, we want to make sure we are uplifting, edifying, educating, and improving ourselves and our audience. So that's why I make those clarifications. And yeah, so I think that pretty much says it. I'm sorry, I was listening as well as working. I was putting I don't know if it showed up on YouTube or not, but I put the Discord link in there. Tonight we had a great turnout, ladies and gentlemen, but we are not done for the evening. We have our aftercare show in our Discord. We will be live. We will be talking to you directly. If you do not have good service, I understand that I'm not talking about anybody in particular except for Chuck Clark, because he sent me a fucking dick nose. If you can't get on camera, I understand. You don't have to get on camera. We ain't Kevin Samuels. I'm not Kevin Samuels. But if you can, we would appreciate it. We would like to see your faces and know who we're talking to. The Discord is closed off, so you have to get in the link to join in. Before you get off on YouTube and Facebook, if you would please drop us a like if you've enjoyed this conversation, especially on YouTube, because YouTube, kind of matters there. So drop a like. Let us know you love us. Let us know you hate us. I don't care. Do something. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
I was gonna say, I think our producer wanted to share one thing before we depart.
Yes, and I was actually going to bring that up. So before we go, because usually we, we'll let people know where they can find us. Adam, you had spoke previously about the fact that you were working on a cake. So we want to just put your business out there and let them know that this is what you do and you're a professional and your cakes are beautiful. I think our hub producer is going to put some of your cakes up on the screen so people can see what you're working with, because he actually does really good work, you guys.
Oh, wow. Those are beautiful.
Thank you. So you can definitely hit us up. We are on here on Facebook as Chef's Trio. We are on Instagram as The Chef's Trio, and we are online at chefstrio.com.
Wow. They're beautiful.
So does Peter Kinkazoid get a percentage off or anything for having you have security?
Not you.
Oh,
Well, fuck you too.
That is so beautiful. Thank you
I'll
so much.
consider that.
Well, Adam, thank you. Adam, thank you so much for being on the Kinkazoid podcast
Thank you
today.
so
We
much
really
for
do appreciate
having
you.
me.
It was so much fun. We love it.
Yes.
Love your personality and everything. And make sure you guys hit him up with his cakes and desserts and cookies. I mean, come on, Cushion Pen. I love that. The graduation one is nice. So make sure you guys follow us on the Kinkazoid podcast everywhere: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all those things in between. Make sure you're following all of us on Instagram. All of our tabs are in the Kinkazoid podcast bio. So Trey Proper, Royal with 2 4s, ROY 4L. And then,
yeah, look at you.
all this other stuff. So, and make sure you follow Adam too, y'all. Okay, he's gonna be in the aftercare with us, so we'll be talking a little bit more with him. But until next week, guys, I love you, but keep it kinky. See you in the Discord.